Hi YouTube. I am back. This will be my um, HSG and my adrenal stem test update. Um, Sorry for the lighting. My lighting is super bad today. It's really dark outside. So um, anyway, um, I did my blood work last week. Um, my adrenal glands came back hyperactive, which means they're overproducing three kinds of hormone, which is progesterone, testosterone, and cortisol. Um, that's mainly what your adrenal glands do. Your adrenals are above your kidneys. You have two of them. Um, and that those hormones are what they regulate, um, as far as I know. I'm not a doctor, so that's just what my research and my doctor has told me. So um, they think that I do not have PCOS. That's huge for me. I've always been told that I have PCOS. I have all the signs, all the symptoms. You have PCOS. No. They don't think I do. They think I have um, either adrenal fatigue um, for some reason, for an unknown reason, or I have what they call CAH, which is congenital adrenal hyperplasia. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold, so I sound kind of funny and I still have frogs. So, um, so um, I had to go in and have this stimulation test where they put in this synthetic hormone and they see if your adrenals, how your adrenals react. So I had to go have that, which was not a big deal. I had absolutely no symptoms from that. I did get just a little bit hot when they were putting the hormone in, which they said you would get a little bit of flushing, but it wasn't bad. And it was so cold out yesterday, so I was like, oh, it kind of feels good. And the nurses were laughing at me, but so I kind of felt good. So I did that, and there was nothing to that. They had to stick me twice. Um, they put in the first time they put in a um, IV line, and they drew blood from it, and then they gave me the hormone, and they do it really, really super slow. Like it took like 10, 15 minutes to get it all through, and so then after that, I had to go wait for an hour, and then they took the IV out because it had clotted. So, and they say that happens all the time. So, they took the IV out, then they stuck me again. Which thank goodness I'm not bothered by that. Like I don't care about needles or anything else. I don't care. Whatever. Do whatever you want to with me. So I will not have that back until probably they said a week and a half to 2 weeks. So I won't know how my adrenals reacted for a couple weeks. So, which is stinky because I really would like to know what's going on with that. Then I went and did my HSG. So um, this was, I'll be looking at the clock because I have to go to work here in about 15, 20 minutes. So I gotta get this done here quick. Um, so my HSG um, went really well. Had um, I had kind of clogginess, is what the doctor said. He didn't say it was blocked. He just said it was kind of mm, like grungy in there. I don't know how to explain it, but he said in my right tube was a little bit, um, it was a little bit harder to push through. Um, so, um, so hopefully, maybe that'll boost me up, and maybe something will happen in the next, 6 months. They say that boosts, having that boosts, your fertility for 6 months, so 6 cycles. So, fingers crossed. Um, so, um, start at the beginning. I get ahead of myself. So I went in, and um, I was like 5, 10 minutes early. Um, and so they already had all my information. I had already done that in the morning. I did my pregnancy test, all the paperwork in the office when I did my STEM test. So I went in, and I only had to sit for like 5, 10 minutes, and they took me back to the radiologist room, and um, and so uh, I had to get undressed from my top down. Um, I kept my socks on and all that stuff because it was cold. Um, but So I waited and waited and waited, and I was getting more nervous and more nervous and more nervous. The doctor was late, and I probably had to sit on that stupid radiologist table for probably 30 minutes. And I kept getting more and more anxious, and I was like, just breathe. It was ridiculous. So finally, the doctor came in, um, and so my hospital that I had it at, they didn't have any strips, so I had to scoot down really low on the table and have my heels like hanging off the table. I felt like a bird like perched onto this table, but anyway, um, and so I really don't think I have to go into too much detail. If you want a really good description, go to Carla the Bubble Lush What to Expect. That one is fabulous. She does a fabulous job of telling you what to expect because she had it right on. So I had a very similar experience to hers. Um, so um, I had it. They put the catheter in, and that pinched a little bit when it went in. It was just kind of like shocking for a minute, not even a minute, like a second. And then they started to put the balloon in, and that's when I started feeling the cramping. Um, it like have you the way I think of it is, and this is gonna be really weird, but this is my weird brain. Have you ever had a shot at the dentist in the roof of your mouth? Like that really pinchy, stingy feeling that you get when they like put the shot in the roof of your mouth. Like that is what it felt like when they were inflating this balloon in my cervix. Like it was like this really pinching, stinging thing. And so then so I got through that. I was like, okay. And so he kind of paused for a minute, so it kind of let up a little bit. And so then he was like, okay, I'm going to start shooting the dye. You're going to be a little crampy here. And so I was like, okay, whatever. So he started in, and I was looking like they had the little monitor like up by my head where I could see it. And you could see my uterus going. It was crazy. I have never seen anything like this in my life. I was like, it looked like a heart beating. I was like, holy crapanoly. Like, that was like bizarre. So then I had to roll up on one hip, um, and then roll up on the other hip. And when he got to the one that was plugged, kind of, I could really tell because not only was I watching it on the screen and I could see like the liquid like it paused a second, and so then like he pushed it harder, and it was like, oh, holy crap. Like that one took my breath away. Like it was like one of those ooh kind of things. And so, and then after that, like they took a couple more pictures and boom, I was done. So thank God it only lasts like 5, 10 minutes, 10 minutes at the most. So, and then like as soon as it was over, like that really full pressure contracty feeling was over. So, um, then my after symptoms, um, I was kind of crampy all night, and I did have some bleeding with it that I had to wear a pad for. This morning I didn't. I had just a little tiny bit, but um, nothing too bad. So so I really didn't have it too bad. The antibiotics that they gave me to take afterwards made me nauseous. So, and that had nothing to do with the test. It was just the antibiotics making me nauseous. Ugh. So, I don't know. But they gave me 2 pills and I was supposed to take them all at once. And, bleh, it made me feel gross, nasty, stomach. Ooh. Um, then, something that I hadn't heard of before, with all of my research on HSG and watching all the YouTubers and everybody talking about HSG, I've never heard of this, so I called the doctor back. I had a really bad metal taste in my mouth all night long. I had to keep like a mint or something in my mouth because I had this like I was sucking on a penny taste. And so I called the doctor that did it and he was like, "Yeah, you get that because the dye has metallic properties to it and so it causes when your body's getting it flushed out, you can have a metal taste in your mouth." And I hate metal taste. So I had to keep um putting stuff in my mouth like drinking orange juice. I tried drinking orange juice. I tried everything, and I could not get this metal taste out of my mouth. So be aware. Be aware that you may have a metal taste. So yeah, that was pretty much my experience. It wasn't that bad. Considering I'm trying to get pregnant, I'm trying to go into labor ultimately. This was probably nothing compared to what labor is. So if you can't handle this, then what are you gonna do when you're in labor? So it wasn't really that bad. I have a pretty high pain tolerance, so I would say it was about a 5 or a 6. And I have really bad cramps with my period too, so I'm not probably a very good judge for people, but I think it was probably a 5 or a 6. Um, some people might say a 6 or a 7, maybe an 8 if you're, not used to having any sort of cramps. Um, so really, it really was not that bad. It was over like that. The worst part was the waiting for me. I had to wait and wait and wait. So anybody who has to have it, don't worry about it. Relax. It'll be over in an instant, and it's really nothing to worry about. So that was my experience. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm praying for you as well as I hope you're praying for me for some baby dust and thanks for watching. Bye. Gotta go to work.